Hey everyone, Tim Schofield here, and there has been a ton of leaked information regarding the upcoming Galaxy S9 from Samsung. We do know an official date. I actually got the invitation sent to me. It's going to be announced on February 25th at Mobile World Congress in Barcelona. Now, there's also been a ton of leaked videos, images, one today that just came out that is very clear and kind of gives you a good idea of what to actually expect from the Galaxy S9, and also talk about the specs it's supposedly going to include. Now, on their invitation, it specifically says the camera reimagined, so it seems like the main focus is going to be on the rear camera on the S9. And it's rumored that the main feature is going to be the dual aperture mode to switch from an f1.5 lens to an f2.8 lens when there's a lot of light to actually help with outdoor photography. It seems like there's only going to be one lens, which is interesting because they went with that dual camera system on the Galaxy Note 8. We'll see, but you can expect the lens to have optical image stabilization. You can also expect there to be a new slow-mo mode where it kind of will detect fast motion and switch to more frames per second. It might even go all the way up to 960 frames per second in a phone camera. That's crazy. So we'll see what Samsung actually does with their slow-mo, but you can expect it to be better and probably better than any phone out right now. So you can expect two variants, the S9 and S9 Plus. And let's take a look at that leaked image that came out today, because that is the most clear one. It is a rendered image, so not actually a picture of the phone itself. But here it is. And you can tell two different sizes, a 5.8-inch screen and a 6.2-inch display. That's kind of what you can expect, very similar to the S8 and S8 Plus. Now, before you jump to conclusions with this render, it is just a leak, just a render. The side bezels look a lot thicker than that on the S8. It almost looks like an LG G6, to be completely honest. However, with that being said, it's just the rendering. I expect it to have curved sides and less bezels on each left and right side. Now, of course, the front doesn't look too much different from the Galaxy S8, which is okay. The Galaxy S8 is a very good-looking device. You really can't go wrong with the aesthetics of the S8. And also on the back, it seems like they're going to try and change that placement of that fingerprint scanner, which is a great update because it is in a bit inconvenient location on the Note 8 and the S8, so that it looks like they're going to put it below that camera now. You'll also notice the Bixby button is still there in this render. No idea if they're actually going to include it. I would assume they're going to have it. They put all this R&D and this work into Bixby, so I'm going to think they're going to stick with it. So you'll see that button is there. I don't really use Bixby when I use a Galaxy phone. Personally, I stick with the Google Assistant. There are similarities about these two models, but there's also differences. So the similarities, both should have a Snapdragon 845 processor, which is the new processor coming out from Qualcomm, or internationally, I believe the Exynos 9810 processor. The S9 should have 4 gigs of RAM coupled with 64 gigs of internal storage, whereas the S9 Plus should have 6 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of storage. So if you do get the larger model, it seems like you're probably going to get more RAM and more internal storage. And of course, the battery size is going to be different. It should be around 3,000 milliamp hours for the S9 and about 3,500 milliamp hours for the S9 Plus. And of course, the big thing this year with Apple was the iPhone 10 and the Face Unlock feature being the new thing. So I'm wondering if Samsung's actually going to incorporate some sort of Face Unlock feature. Android does have it. If you missed my video, Android phones do have Face Unlock. Just not as good as the iPhone 10 at the moment, but I'm wondering if Samsung's going to try and incorporate their iris scanner, which is already on their phones, and the Android Face Unlock, and kind of combine the two to make it a much better Face Unlock so you can actually use it in the dark. And of course, with the iPhone 10, you get the Animoji. I heard a slight rumor that you might get some sort of competitor to that. I'm not sure what they're going to call it, anything like that, but you might be able to see some sort of facial scanning and animation going on from Samsung. Of course, because there's certain features that people like on the iPhone that they might want to have on their Galaxy phones, and vice versa, of course. So overall, when it comes down to it, design-wise, don't expect a crazy redesign because the S8's design is fantastic. I think it's one of the best design phones out there right now, still. There's no notch whatsoever. Don't expect that to be a thing. Like I said, hopefully they integrate that iris scanner and the Face Unlock with Android. And of course, it should ship with Android Oreo. However, I have no faith in Samsung because Android Oreo hasn't even come to the Galaxy S8 or even the Note 8 yet, which is unacceptable if you ask me. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to click that thumbs up. And of course, I will be doing coverage on the Galaxy S9 as soon as it comes out. So be sure you click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my coverage on the new phone from Samsung. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching.